Good? Yeah?
Babe,
right,
I'm
cool.
going on.
Hey everybody, welcome. It is Monday, May 7th. Welcome to the Breakdown today. We're going to have a great show. We have Moni Jefferson joining us today. She is a serial entrepreneur. We just had a little pre-interview. She's an absolute doer. We're going to talk a little about that. But we're going to have a conversation kind of about like an unseen side of the military community, and that's talking to military spouse entrepreneurs. And Moni's, I'd say, a huge advocate of this, and she's doing things that are, she's doing all of the right things, it looks like, and I think it's just going to be really great. I don't know, I can't talk today. Ariel's joining us too here today. Ariel, who's been on the show twice?
Once.
One time.
Yeah.
Ariel's here in Chicago, a part of the HQ team. I'll let you introduce yourself. Still in the Army.
Still in the Army Reserve. I'm here as a community outreach and support manager. So if you're a part of the Launch Lab online community, I've been responding to some of your needs, providing you with some resources. And I'm excited for you to meet Miss Jefferson and learn about all that she's doing and maybe even drop a couple of resources for you guys in that community as well.
All right, love it. So stay tuned today. Adam, let's play the title. Stay tuned. All right, cool. We're good? All right, awesome. So, Moni, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today. Let's get a little bit of background on you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be here. Well, I'm Moni Jefferson. I'm an entrepreneur, public relations professional. That's my professional background. Accidental app creator is like what I like to add to my new title. And of course, I'm an Air Force spouse. We are stationed in Maryland right now, and we've been in the military for, almost 17 years this year. I started my business, Dog Tags and Heels LLC, about 5 years ago with freelance writing, and then it turned into a public relations and social media visibility agency. And then I just started working on all these other projects because I was so excited about being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
You're a military brat too, right?
Yeah, my dad was in the Army, so this life just follows me.
Wow.
And have your kids adjusted well to it?
Yeah, so my middle child is not always adjusted very well. She likes to stay where she's at, but the kids for the most part have done good. They move around, they make friends really easy, they love to travel, try new foods and all that, so yeah.
So speaking of making friends really easy, you got into this line of work by reaching out to people who could relate to your experience. You want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so when I started my business, when I actually started the PR portion of my business, I was looking for community to kind of learn to navigate because I had just moved to Maryland and I didn't know anybody and I didn't know where to start. I just knew I had an LLC that I needed to start working. And I knew I was super passionate about PR and social media. So I started to tap into my resources online and started to find all these amazing groups to join. But one thing that was not part of these groups is that they did not have the same unique lifestyle that I had, which is being a military spouse. But what I did notice in those groups is that they were really tight-knit. They were referring each other, connecting with each other, hiring each other to do work with each other. And I just thought that was phenomenal. It was a new space, and it really gave me an idea to start the MilSpouse Creative, which is a Facebook group for military spouse entrepreneurs to do the same thing. However, in our very niche community, we're able to hire each other and refer each other instead of hiring somebody outside who does, digital marketing. They can hire a spouse and help them with their business and refer outside and things like that. So yeah, it's been quite a unique journey. I love the community. Mm-hmm. They're super amazing. I mean, referrals, mentorship, inspiration, problem solving, anything for a business, I can go in there and ask the question and I will in some way get feedback in a way that's trying to help and uplift me at the same time.
That's awesome.
So let's talk about let's talk about MilCam first, and then let's just talk about that. What is MilCam? When did you start it? How did you start it? Like, I mean, there's a million questions, but what is it?
Yeah, so we're actually coming up on a 1-year anniversary this week. I actually launched it the same week that is this week, which is crazy. I just thought about that. So it just launched a year ago. And MilCam is the first and only military life inspired filter app. Why did I do it? I noticed in everything, all the apps we have, all the social media we have, there is not anything really geared for military life. There's not something that specifically was for us. Now, I did see, recently we start seeing Facebook have the little banners on photos and things like that, but there wasn't something where you knew this was for us. And everybody's taking filters. They all want to put something on their photos. And so that's why I was like, we need a voice on social media as well. So we make up a large portion of the population, but we have our own sayings, our welcoming homes every year and a half that we're celebrating, or dealing with deployments or TDYs and PCS hair or don't care, like all these crazy things that only we understand, right? We're celebrating different branches or celebrating specific, holidays that only we really do or we understand. And I wanted to make that and put it on social media, so then instead of saying like texting, oh, we're celebrating Veterans Day or I'm celebrating my grandfather, we have a filter that can write on your picture for that. Right.
So you saw a unique opportunity within a community that you understand, and you said to yourself, I'm uniquely inclined to come in here and tailor this business toward this community. I think that's like entrepreneurship 101 is like, don't make something for everybody, make something for a specific unique audience. And you've absolutely done that, and I think that's really amazing. And how do you go and build an app? So is that your skill set? Like, are you technical, or what did you do?
No. No, not my skill set. However, I just had this idea, and then once again, I tapped right into my resources because I don't know people who develop apps. So I started asking a lot of questions and crowdsourcing, and I found an app developer, which I learned does not also do design, and I had to learn that I needed to hire a designer as well. So that's kind of the process. You hire the developer, you talk about the specs you want on it, you hire a designer, and then there's like a lot of testing that goes into it. But I've learned so much. I really enjoyed the journey of learning it, but I am not creating it. I just have the idea.
It's amazing though. I mean, being able to go, that's a really, really challenging thing. We see it here in Chicago and also around the country. It's really easy to think, I have this really great idea for an app, and then my next step is going to be outside capital. I'm going to go raise VC or angel. I'm going to go get some sort of outside capital somewhere, and I can't go raise more money until I build this thing. It's this like brutal, vicious cycle of like, I need money to build it. And then once I build it, I can go get more money. But the only way to build it is to get money. And you're like, where do I start? And like, the answer, the unfortunate truth is that you just have to go and find a way to get it done, get it built. And you've done that. It's amazing. This is a two-parter, I guess. What challenges does the military spouse community, face in the landscape of entrepreneurship, or what unique advantages does the military spouse community have in the landscape of entrepreneurship?
Well, I will say this, military spouses are the most underemployed people in the world. I mean, we really are. And it's because we are moving all the time. But being an entrepreneur provides us that unique opportunity to kind of create a career of our dreams, support our military member and our country at the same time. Most of the challenges that I have experienced are, and that's why I started my business, I realized my son was going back to school, and it was my baby, so I wasn't going to have anything to do. So I had a degree, and I hadn't used it because we had been moving around a lot. So I started interviewing, and interview after interview, you could just tell that it was the resume. It just had so many gaps. And I couldn't hide that I was a military spouse because I had to explain why I worked at, this clothing store, and then I was the manager at another store. So it was just really weird and all kinds of jobs. But what prompted me to start my business was I had interviewed with this company 3 times, And on the final interview, they said, Moni, you bring a lot of value. You're amazing, but we just can't invest in you right now, knowing you're going to be gone in 3 years. And it crushed me. I will say that I cried. I was mortified. But the next day I woke up and I started an LLC because I realized I have the power to do what hundreds of other people are doing that can be done. So that is one of the challenges that I faced was starting it up. How am I going to start it up, and what am I going to do? And so I just did it. I did the LLC. What my skill set was is social media and PR, and that's what I started doing.
It's amazing. So full time. I mean, you've three kids as well, which is. I don't have any kids. I don't know. I can barely take care of myself. So I don't. It's amazing. I think what does the entrepreneurial community look like within the military spouse? Or what? That's not the right way to say that, but
you get us.
Yeah,
you get our flavor.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right now, I would say, in my opinion, it's very robust because spouses are realizing that their hands are no longer tied to having to go clock into 9 to 5, that there are so many resources to tap into and organizations that are willing to support us, that they don't have to do that. They're not confined anymore. And so it's giving us such an amazing freedom. I mean, there are spouses who have brick and mortars. There are spouses who are running, job board companies or freelance writing, different agencies. There are even companies out there that are military spouse run, and then they hire military spouses within and bring in outside companies to hire them. So it's just phenomenal. I mean, it's really robust. I think it's on trend right now because people are just tired of, going from interview to interview.
Right.
And knowing that they have the skill set and the talent, the untapped potential that we have as spouses, doing so many different things and different jobs, that we can really, we can run this business entrepreneur thing is easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I'll quote you on
easy.
that. I know, I got you. And that's interesting because we try and tailor our programs toward the broader military community, and we definitely have a strong emphasis on veterans, and that seems to be a common trend on our end too. Like, you have this community of people who are like, they're doers, they love challenges, and then they're like, okay, if nobody's going to do this for me, I'm going to go do it myself.
Yes.
And I think that's like a pretty common trend for it looks like all aspects of the military community at this point, which is, I think, remarkable. It's awesome.
Tactful disruptions. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I say all the time, I tell my clients about their products, and I tell my fellow military spouses, if you're not going to, you have to invest and you have to advocate for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it or for you unless you're doing it. So
Right.
I agree 1,000%.
It's awesome. Any thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts, right? So I noticed you do a little bit of what we do, right? You actually interview a lot of those military spouse business owners as well, correct? So like what's been probably one of your favorite companies? I mean, I'm sure they're all your favorites, but which one was like the most fun to interview?
Oh my gosh. I will say, all the spouses that I've interviewed, the reason I started interviewing them to begin with was to showcase that any spouse can do it. Oh gosh, some of the favorite. I don't know. I don't want to say.
They're all your favorite.
They're all, I will say, I have an interview coming out with Anna Blanche. She's a whip. Like, she's a smart military spouse. She was just on TED Talk. She's phenomenal. And then I left interviewing Erica McManus from Mad Skills because they're a great job board for military spouses. Oh gosh. So those are some of my favorites. Everybody was my favorite in their own way.
It's just like, sounds like this is such a supportive community. I think that's really cool. I wish, I watched a couple of your YouTube videos earlier today, and it just seems like everybody's like incredibly optimistic and so helpful, and like it's just, I wish there was more people.
It's got that like sorority feel to it, and you're actually a part of a sorority. And we were talking the pre-interview for those of you who just want that small snippet. We're talking about some of the military sororities and fraternities that do exist. There are about 15 nationwide, both male and female. Do you run across that in the military spouse community at all, or are you guys creating your own version of that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that second part. The internet kind of broke up.
No worries. Or do you run across that? Like, is it a feeling of sisterhood when you're coming across all these different military spouses, or creating your own version of that community, like that soror type of sisterhood?
Yeah, so I feel like we created our own entrepreneurial sorority because everybody kind of all knows who's doing what their skill sets are. So you automatically know who to refer, who to reach out to for any kind of attorney questions or things like that. Like, yeah, I feel like it is. I mean, I never thought of it that way, but it truly is like a little sorority. I love that.
Oh, okay. You got a new project.
I didn't think of it that way. Maybe that's the next military sorority idea.
In the interest of time, so we do this thing every week. We go around and we talk about hacks, like so stuff that we use in our daily lives that will make they make things more efficient and make productivity better. Before we get into the hacks, I was supposed to mention this in the beginning. Muster season is upon us. This was like the top right thing. I put it on the countdown ticker. I just want to throw some dates out there. If you're in the southeast of America, we have the Nashville muster on May 16th, so that's next Wednesday. I think Fred Smith is the keynote. He's the founder of FedEx. It's pretty crazy. So Fred Smith, veteran, he's speaking at the Nashville muster next week. If you're in Chicago or you're in the Midwest, we have our muster on the 17th next week. Our keynote is General Pete Pace. He was the 16th chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. We also have Evan Hafer, who's the founder of Black Rifle Coffee Company, coming to speak, and a bunch of others. It'll be a great day.
And it's at Google.
It's
like
it's pretty cool. It's like a lot of buzzwords. It's going to be a big buzzword day.
Yeah.
And then the Austin muster is May 23rd. June 23rd? May 23rd. May 23rd. Austin muster is May 23rd. So those are some coming up this month with more on the way throughout the summer and fall. So keep your schedules open because these events are pretty crazy, pretty cool. So let's get into hacks. Ariel, what's your hack?
Marco Polo. So if you don't know what Marco Polo is, it's a video walkie-talkie app. I always mean to respond to text messages. Don't let those memes fool you. Just because I have my phone doesn't mean I'm responding to your text. But I will Marco Polo you. I will respond to that conversation later because I probably need time to think about whatever it is you're asking me. But you can't say I didn't have that conversation with you face to face. So Marco Polo is my hack.
Okay, it's good to know. Really good to know. It's been great working with you, Ariel. Moni, what about you?
Mine is going to be Voxter. Lately, I've been using it so much. It is like a walkie-talkie as well, but it's not video. And the one thing I love about it is you don't have to hold down the button. You just kind of talk like a walkie-talkie to your team. It's just easy to communicate. I love it right now.
So do you say like 10-4 and Roger and like...
No, you don't. You don't, but I should start doing that to my team next week and be like, over.
Yeah, over, yeah. Do you make the noise or does it do it itself? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if my jokes are landing today. Tough crowd.
It landed.
My hack is for all the aspiring digital media people out there. It's called Rocketstock. It's an Adobe product. It's a website, just rocketstock.com. And it's like lots of different like effect templates and it does cool things to your videos basically. So you can literally it's like you'll drag a video somewhere and then it'll edit it to make it look like a TV commercial or like whatever. It just does these really cool things. So Rocketstock, if you sign up for their newsletter, they give you a freebie every month. So it's basically like getting like a $60 asset like for free. They have a ton of cool stuff on there. So Rocketstock, that's mine.
Is it subscription based?
No, it's like you pay for packages. So you pay for like effect templates.
Cool.
So yeah, so I mean it's pretty cool. I use it a lot. Everybody knows how much I love video around here, and it makes my life just that much easier.
He's good at it though.
All right, well, Moni, any final closing tips or thoughts?
No, just go for it. I mean, if you want to create something, just go do it. Don't wait for the right investor or the right amount of money. Just start doing it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, keep
great.
in touch with us. We hope to see you
I
around.
know.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And last thing, next week, our guest is Marjorie Eastman. She's the author of The Frontline Generation, phenomenal book.
Creator of Psych Armor Institute.
Is she?
She is.
Marjorie, I didn't know that, if you're watching. Anyway, Marjorie's on next week. It'll be great. So stay tuned and have a lovely week. Thank you.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye.